I was like having this argument with my dad, like, can you
so
please
funny.
not make me return this $400? I felt so sad. The fun factor just went.
There is no depth in the conversation, and this is when I get really bored, and I start like internally like, oh, what am I doing here? All these questions start coming up, and I know it's not healthy.
But it was something I really wanted to try. So the good thing is they will pair you with an experienced DJ. So if anything happens, like if you really cannot do it, that person will just take over. So like as if nobody will know what happened. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you consider fun these days or what did you consider fun before you became a midlifer? And what you do not do now, maybe?
Oh, maybe it hasn't changed. Yeah. Okay. Before I became a midlifer, fun was going out, shopping, going to the movies, going clubbing, having a nice meal, traveling even, it was always out, something I do out of my home, But I've realized that now in my midlife, I don't find going out fun at all. I find it such a chore. Unless I'm meeting people I really want to spend time with because, they're so likable and I love them very much and we just have a very good time always and I feel very safe with them. Then yes, then that would be a very special occasion thing. Or if I know I'm going out to eat somewhere that I've always wanted to try. But otherwise, no, I would rather, a fun day is actually a day that I don't have a lot of adulting to do in that sense. I don't have to do personal administrative work or study, for my exams or write something for church or whatever. These things I consider responsibilities. So a kind of free day to just stay at home and enjoy the peace at home. Watching Netflix. To me that's fun. Having my favorite beverage with me. Sometimes it's coconut water, sometimes it's almond milk. And then taking a nap. That's fun. That's like, I feel good, when I take a nap. Reading whatever I want to read. Going on TikTok to just watch all the entertaining, sometimes nonsensical, funny, or very enlightening videos that they have. Even like going out by myself to eat a meal that I want, by myself. I love my own company a lot. So for me that's fun. Not going to a disco, not even shopping. I don't even look forward to traveling, to be honest. It's fun to me.
I think our idea of fun, I mean, definitely it has to evolve, right? As we get older, some people don't evolve in their idea of fun as we get older. But maybe evolution of consciousness, is what I would say. Then your idea of fun will be different. So, I mean, like you, I like to do things on my own. I enjoy taking a walk along the beach. I used to be able to take my dog, but not anymore. He's too old to
walk so far.
Walk so far. And recently I went with 3 other friends. We rented this bicycle, like a wagon, like a bicycle built for 4. It was really fun. Like we just, we're just riding all the way, almost like beyond, like quite far, and then have to cycle back. We had it for 2 hours, and we were saying also, like, if we rode our individual bikes, we won't be able to have conversations. But because it's like something built for four, it's like a wagon, right? In a sense, then there is a cover as well, like a shelter.
Oh wow!
So even under the hot sun, like it was 12 p.m. Yeah, it was quite comfortable, and we could chit chat, and
nice.
So that's fun, like in the afternoon, and there's nobody.
You can actually eat your lunch in.
Yeah, that's
it,
what
right?
that's what we thought.
Yeah.
Maybe the next time we do it, we'll do it that way. But on the East Coast beach, there are a lot of eateries. So what we did is, once we were done with the cycling, we sat somewhere, had a really nice meal. So it was a really, nice afternoon spent with friends and having meaningful conversations. For me, sometimes, there are social connections that you have with people that may have served a time in the past, but after a while, the conversations, you realize that they're just very superficial. Yeah. There's no depth in the conversation, and this is when I get really bored, and I start like internally, like, oh, what am I doing here? All these questions start coming up, and I know it's not healthy. So I rather not go for these sort of outings. And of course, be more mindful about who I share time with. But occasionally there'll be people that, like, you haven't seen in a while, and it's okay to sometimes meet up. And even with meaningless conversations, it doesn't feel so tiring because you see them only like once a year.
So it's more like you're catching up, right?
Yeah. So that's okay. For me, what is fun is meaningful conversations. That just makes me feel like it's time and energy well spent. If you are in a situation where that it's like meaningless,
absolutely.
I just feel like I'm in the wrong place.
I'm so with you in terms of the conversation. Like a really good conversation can be so stimulating in all the right ways, can be so compelling, right? And sometimes you get so caught up in it that you lose all sense of time, right? And you're just like as if you're playing tennis, but with your words, and your thoughts and all that, and you just feel so connected, and that, oh, you get me, I get you, that's so precious.
It is very precious. And I also enjoy conversations where people may have differing points of view, and being okay to share that. I was in quite a few situations where what I thought was a healthy debate, people took it as me trying to push a point. And I thought, okay, when people start getting defensive, okay, this is not a healthy debate. Like they miss the point. This is not about winning or losing. And I think maybe it's our education system in Singapore. Like, people don't know how to have healthy debates. They look at it as you trying to fight. When you ask pointed questions, right? They go like, huh? It's like,
like you're so rude.
Yeah, or you say I'm wrong. No, but it's not right or wrong. It's just a different opinion, right? And it's okay.
It's okay to question someone else's philosophy.
Yes. And I usually do that, and I think it upsets people because they're thinking, huh, are you questioning my belief? Then, no, I'm curious. There is so after a while you're like, okay, never mind. Maybe the environment here in Singapore it hasn't come to a level of maturity.
I also blame I don't know if they still have them, debates. Remember when we were growing up?
Yes.
These inter-school debates, and they made it so competitive that
Yes.
to the point where it's like you say, I must win,
Yeah.
So it's become a competition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think also they declare a winner, right? Yeah. Which
No,
it
a
doesn't make
debate is,
sense.
a discussion in a way,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
from maybe opposing points of view.
Yes. And to be okay with that. And I think that, yeah, the whole setup with the old school debates, right?
Yes, oh my
It's like you're
gosh.
trying to thumb somebody down.
And the way they address their opponent, so like condescending, right?
Yes.
They really talk down to each other very
Yeah.
bad and very loudly, and
Yeah.
in a tone that's not
Yeah.
friendly at all.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's being translated into Parliament as well. They do that. They thumb each other down. It's like, come on, can we have a little bit more emotional maturity,
Yeah.
and to be
Yeah.
accepting, to be okay. It doesn't mean you have to agree.
Yes.
But to listen to other people's opinions
Yes.
and not trying to make them wrong.
Yes. Yes.
Sometimes, what happens in our Singapore Parliament, right? You go like, gosh, am I watching kids having a debate, inter-school debate?
A quarrel. Yeah, it's this again lack of self-awareness and not listening. This an inability to listen is it's very lacking in many people.
Yeah.
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 The listening ability.
Yeah. Yeah. And you have the other group as well. One group is they're not able to listen, or they listen from a different lens, right? Which is again very normal because all of us grew up with different lenses. You have another group of people who just shut everything down. They will not continue the conversation, they'll just keep silent, and you go like, am I talking to the four walls? It's just, yeah. So that's not fun.
No, yeah. When conversations become arguments or silence, then the fun ceases.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also I find when conversations are very fake, it could be nice. I mean, pretense,
Yeah.
that also is not fun.
Yeah.
Because then then you yourself also have to follow that. Like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. And I guess those kind of fake conversations, they happen in some social settings, right? Let's say you go to a wedding, then you're seated next to people you don't know, then you have to, I mean, the people are engaging is good, but if they're not engaging, then you end up talking about like
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, sorry. Most weddings are not fun. Speaking of fun, right? Like nowadays, to be very honest, I think very hard before I accept a wedding invitation. Yeah. If there is mass, I will go for sure. But the meal part, especially if it's sit down.
Yeah.
If it's a buffet lunch, like just immediately after the mass, okay, that's fine because I can actually just stand in a corner and eat. And fill my tummy and maybe just talk to people I want to talk to. Yeah. But whoo, like,
yeah.
I mean, how sad is that? That such a joyous occasion, which is supposed to be very fun, right? And you see the people who are very close to the couple having so much fun, while you just stand by and like, okay, when is the last dish gonna be served, Yeah. I mean, obviously people are having fun because it is fun for some people, but not for everyone.
People should cull the list.
Yes.
They have this list of people they want to invite. And most people,
it's
and
like
especially if your friend's kid or whatever, like, why would I want to go? I don't even know this kid who's getting married, right? But it has become like
like that.
Socially, culturally, and it's unacceptable if you don't turn up, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I just feel like why? I mean, why put people through that?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
The last wedding I went to, thankfully, was okay. I mean, our whole table were just our own friends.
Okay.
So I had a really nice conversation with, this friend of mine, as seated next to me, and it was. I mean, we just enjoyed it, right? I mean, we didn't linger after the meal. We all went home, that kind of thing. But we made the most of whatever connection we have, that on that table. So that was fun enough, even though we didn't get to join the wedding party in that sense, right?
Yeah.
Be closer. But you've been to some weddings, right? Like you say, you watch people having fun,
Yeah.
and doing.
Correct. And you're right. Cull the list.
They should just
No
call
need.
this like,
Yeah.
yeah, make it small,
Correct. And
Yeah.
actually, don't need to invite, because, like, if you want, just let me know. I'll be happy for you, and that's it.
Yeah. And you also hear comments from people who get invited, right, to weddings, like they don't really want to go. And they'll say things like, oh, my turn to get fined.
Yes, I hear that a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, oh, and then they feel
I
like
hear that.
obligated to give a certain amount of ang pao money.
Like, what's the standard now?
Yeah.
Which hotel is it going to be held at?
Yeah.
What
And
location? Yeah.
There's so much pressure on people to. I mean, what if they can't afford it for whatever reason?
Yeah.
Then what? Then how? It's just.
Actually, I feel the person who has invited you should not expect anything lah. So whatever you want to give or can give, then that should be it.
Yeah.
And it should be accepted graciously, and you should be very grateful. Yeah. But I know it's waste of time.
I know, sometimes it feels that way, right? It's like a waste of time. I just remember the story. This is like, I think I was still, I don't know, many, many years ago, before I became a mother, before I got married even. My parents went to a wedding dinner, and my father put the ang pao in his pocket to give to the couple, right?
Yeah.
But he also had his MRT card in his pocket.
Yeah.
So when instead of, like Chinese people like to take the thing out and they kind of like cover it and then they just give, they don't really see.
In a very discreet way.
Yeah. So he gave him the MRT card. That was so funny.
Okay. As a joke on purpose?
No, he didn't realize.
Oh no.
So he gave
that's
until
hilarious.
I think he went to the train station and realized like, hey, what? I gave my MRT card.
And then how did he go back to them and tell them?
He didn't go back, but I think he told the wedding couple's parents, because I think his friend's kids or something like that.
Okay.
That he made that mistake, so he could pass them the ang pao.
Okay.
I think that's quite funny.
It's funny, and what's fun is getting a lot of money in the ang pao.
Yes.
I still think that's fun. And speaking of funny mistakes, when I was how old? Maybe primary 6, I can't remember. My father's friend, we would always visit him and his family every year, Chinese New Year, and then they will always give me ang pao, right? So I'm very terrible. In the car already, I'll take out and check how much, When I took it out, you know how much? It was a mistake. There was $400 in it.
Oh dear.
So I told my dad, hey, you guys so stupid, right? I said, hey, he gave me $400. And I was so happy. I was like, oh, the things I'm going to buy with this money, and all that. Then he said, what? That's ridiculous. It's a mistake. Then I said, no, he gave it to me. Yes, he gave it to you. He obviously made a mistake. That's not meant for you. I think it was meant for his mother or something. Then I'm like, huh, really? He said, yes, we are returning it. I was like, really? I was like having this argument with my dad. No, like, can you please not make me return this $400? I felt so sad. The fun factor just went. Yeah. So then my father drove back immediately and said, you gave this by mistake. I think
Yeah.
for your mom or someone very close to you. Then he's like, oh, I say so sorry, so sorry. Then he gave me like the normal one. I cannot remember how much lah, like $20 or whatever. Very, very sad. I was like, he probably thought like, oh, I was such an honest kid or whatever. No, then I just like, sent to you.
That's really funny.
Yeah. So I still find getting a lot of money fun.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not ashamed to say it.
And
yeah.
no matter how old you are, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like when the government gives us money, it's
Yeah.
fun. I'm very happy. Yeah. Or whatever vouchers that we can make use of, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like one of my nephews, my older nephew, he has started giving me ang pao. Yeah, and he's not even married. So I think that's very sweet. Yeah. So I was like, hey, I'm very happy, that so it's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, let me put this downer on the vouchers.
Oh,
I feel like we're living in a welfare state, when they give out, or they're trying to turn it into a welfare state.
I don't mind the money though. The cold hard cash, but
it's very conflicting.
honestly, some of the other vouchers, CDC, okay, still okay, can use, can buy handphone, all that, right? But all the other ones, I know I'm not gonna use them. The culture one, I'm not gonna use it. The sports, now there's a sports one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use it
really don't think I'm
to
gonna
book my tennis court.
at least because you play sports.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. So it's like useless. Yeah.
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 So, but I feel like it becomes, once you give, you can't stop.
Of course. People
and then
expect it.
You handicap people in a way, like people will have this expectation.
True.
And I feel like it's like I mean, this is my conspiracy theory. Mind start working and think, oh, are they trying to make us so dependent that we don't know how to go beyond? And I think it's the whole system, right, of oppressing oppressing people, make them small, make them not see their potential. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't think of it that way. Yeah. I was like, just don't give me the useless ones, because I find people who give, or companies or brands who give very useless freebies or discounts, very insincere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I really dislike insincerity. Yeah. I'd rather you don't give me anything.
Exactly.
Then you give me a discount where I have to spend more money in order to get it, or it's like such pittance that it insults me. Yeah. I don't like that. Yeah.
Recently I saw a TikTok video. This was in Indonesia, and there was a race. I don't know what race it was because they didn't show what kind of race, but I mean, people were sweaty, they ran, they did something, right? And then when they reach the finishing line, they get to pick up their goodie bag.
Okay.
And the goodie bag was humongous.
Oh, okay.
It was like 1 meter by, it was huge. It's like this.
1 meter? That's massive.
It's massive. It's like it's a huge bag. I can't even describe it. It's like a rectangle bag and it's full of stuff. And they cannot lift it. They have to drag the bag, and the bag came with wheels at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And I thought, oh my god, this goodie bag is like it's filled with things, like actual goodie bag.
Okay.
Maybe the shoes or t-shirt or whatever, right? Or food.
Yeah.
But it was stuffed with stuff, and I thought to myself, all the races that I ran in Singapore, the goodie bags, oh my god, they're just discount vouchers. They're not real stuff, and you just throw them in a bin.
That is the insincerity. Yes, I remember these goodie bags. Yeah. It's
just like rubbish.
A whole booklet of vouchers that are totally useless.
Yeah.
It's just to please the sponsors. That's all.
Yeah. Not fun at all.
No.
Not
wasting paper.
Yeah.
Wasting people's time filling it up. You got to get people to do the filling up, right? To make all these things. Stupid. Yeah.
The latest fun voucher that I received from a friend, and this is a good one. This is from Mr. Bean.
Oh.
I think they're celebrating the anniversary. So
Oh.
you pay $3 for the whole booklet of vouchers. But the vouchers, there were a lot of like free stuff that you can redeem, like a free, the
Whole free thing.
actual soy milk with the whatever you call it, the cake or whatever, the soybean thing.
Okay.
You can go and redeem it. You
Okay.
can other things you have to buy a certain amount, then you can redeem, which is fair enough. Quite a few things were free, completely free. And I thought this is a really good booklet.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they're sincere enough
correct.
to give you, you know, and you only pay $3
Yeah.
for the whole booklet.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you have a really good discount card for brand or brands that are valuable to you, as in you always use their products or you like their products.
Yeah.
And a very decent discount, like minimum 20%, you know, or more.
Then it makes
That's
sense.
very fun.
Yeah. I think many of these apps these days, right? I mean, even Grab, they give you a lot of points, discounts, and all that. So that makes the buying for people more fun.
Yeah.
What I find also fun is cooking.
Okay.
Even cooking for one person, you know. If I feel like it, I'll make a huge pot or something that I'm experimenting with, right? And then I will portion it out, you know, freeze it, and then eat whatever I want to eat. So trying different kind of food, trying to make them myself, and of course, you know, there are a lot of fails, like it didn't turn out the way I thought it would.
Okay.
Either I didn't buy the right ingredient, or I'm just trying to make do with what I have and trying to duplicate what they have done. But of course, you know, it doesn't turn out well. Or baking is needed, but I don't have an oven. I have a air fryer, which doesn't work out the same sometimes. So not very fun.
Okay. But the fun thing is experimenting, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I recently bought a sandwich crust cutter. Yeah,
okay.
I saw it on TikTok, and you know, it looks so fun to use. Like you put your normal bread and then you just clamp it down and it cuts off all the crust. And then it looked like it seals the sandwich. Yeah. So I was like, wow, this is amazing. With this, I could make really good looking sandwiches too. Decided to buy it. It was like $9. And recently I made do you know like sambal lengkong? It's like fish floss with herbs and spices. Yeah. So my aunt gave me a bottle that she made from scratch, and I brought it to our overnight vigil. I made sambal lengkong sandwiches. So I went to buy like Hokkaido milk bread, butter, you know, and I was just doing it in the kitchen, and I was really having a lot of fun, especially when it turned out well, you know. I was so happy, you know. I took a photo of it. And everyone enjoyed the sandwiches. They thought it was so nice. So that was a very fun cooking, not cooking thing for me. Yeah.
Is it like a sandwich maker toaster or not toasted?
No, it's just
a shape.
A clamp with
okay.
The frame is plastic, but the part that cuts is steel.
Okay.
Fairly sharp steel, and then you just place after you've made your spreads or stuffing, you just put the 2 pieces on top, crush it, and then all the edges you just tear it up. And it even has a little border that looks like a pie, like the border of pie with those little dots. So it makes the sandwich look like that. I mean, it's a little smaller. It becomes a bit smaller, but it's okay. Because the crust is not the most enjoyable part anyway for most people. So I did that.
Okay.
Then because I was on a sandwich roll, I became like the sandwich maker among a very small circle of friends. So I decided to order keto bread. So I thought, okay, if I'm gonna make sandwiches, I should make sandwiches that I can eat, you know, in whatever amount I want. So I ordered 2 loaves for $35. It's not cheap, but it's pretty healthy. I read the ingredients. So I made peanut butter and butter sandwiches.
Yeah.
That one I can eat, and then I made a separate batch of kaya and butter. Yeah, but I didn't need to use a sandwich cutter because the keto bread is very much smaller loaf.
Okay.
Yeah. So each piece is like, or it looked like the size of an already cut sandwich.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's just
Okay.
that it's a lot thicker and very dense. The
Okay.
bread is very dense. Yeah.
And the crust?
Actually it looks a bit like pound cake, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Understand.
there isn't really a crust.
Yeah.
Not so visible. Yeah.
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 Okay.
So it was nice too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like my new fun thing.
Ah.
Creating different types of sandwiches. Yeah.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah.
What I do a lot is also crochet.
Mm.
Because sometimes I have to wait for things, right? Like if let's say videos, and while it's processing, then I have to wait. So
Yeah.
then I'll crochet.
Okay.
Or like in between clients. It's very hard sometimes, in between clients. Like I can't get things done because I know that within this time frame, the client is going to come. And I feel like if I get into something, I feel like I'm interrupted.
You can't just put it down. Yeah.
So I crochet. So at the moment, I'm doing a huge weighted blanket, because the weighted blanket is what we use for emotional work, right? When we want to like feel like we need to be cuddled, we need to be whatever, right? So the weighted blanket will do a very good job. So I'm doing that now, crochet.
Okay.
So I've done so many things that I've like given away. Yeah.
Okay.
It all started because I've been crocheting a long time, but then I restarted this hobby when my mom was in hospital.
Okay.
Yeah. And I didn't want to just go there, look at her, and then be on my phone, right? So I'd rather just sit there just to keep her company, and then I crochet something, and yeah, so from then, I haven't really stopped. Like I keep doing new things.
Wow. Okay. Someone recently gave me a crochet curry puff keychain. Yeah. So actually her daughter made it. She made like kueh salad, kueh lapis, curry puff, and something else I can't remember. Zhang, I think, like dumpling. Yeah. So I chose the curry puff, and I think it's so fun. I use it as my car key keychain. Yeah. Yeah. So when you talk about crocheting, I thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really a trend now.
Yeah.
Like everything is made of yarn.
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason, right? I mean, it's something that that's come back.
Yes. Yes.
I learned how to crochet at the age of 6. Yeah, and it stayed with me. This skill, right?
You learned it from someone, or you just picked it up from a book or whatever?
During the school holidays, my older sister went to Queensway Shopping Centre, sat outside a yarn shop, to crochet. They teach you how to crochet. So she brought me along.
Okay.
And then I became hooked on it, right? During the school holidays, I wanted to do things, and I was like learning how to do, very clumsy, very ugly, at the beginning when I learned how to do it. And then when she stopped going, she didn't want to go, I would take the bus and go by myself, and at that time, it was still safe, like I think it was maybe less than 10 bus stops away.
6 years old. You did that when
6 or 7. Primary 1. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be 6 or 7. Yeah.
So I would go and sat there, and there was this auntie, from the shop, like she would,
she'll give the workshop lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we just have to buy the yarn from her, and so it was like something really fun to do.
Okay. My mother used to crochet, and she made dresses for us. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So every time when someone mentions crochet, I always think of my mother. Yeah. Yeah. Amazing.
Do you still have photos of yourself in the dresses?
I think I might have. Yeah. And because they were like skater skater dresses,
Mm.
just like sleeveless and then like a flat skirt.
Yeah.
And we used to twirl, you know, when we were wearing them, we would twirl to let the skirt lift up and spin. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember that very, very clearly in my mind. Yeah.
Yeah. So fun.
Yeah. I did not pick up any of the fun, crafty things from my mom. Not her cooking, not her crocheting, no, none of that. Yeah, not even her gardening. And yeah, terrible. Yeah.
Were you not allowed, maybe?
I never wanted to learn to crochet, I think. I just like to watch her and then like, oh, okay, I benefited from it. Cooking, I thought it was quite fun to mess around, but she would always chase me out. Yeah.
I imagine, yeah.
She said that, oh, you don't know how to do it, you're spoiling it. So she'll say, just go to the living room. So I ended up on the couch reading. Yeah. So that became my persona. Yeah. I'm not the kitchen person. That's not my space. Yeah. My space is just reading with a book or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So weird.
Did you study in Australia?
I did. Yeah.
Did you cook for yourself or you stayed in a dorm where food was provided?
I stayed in a dorm where food was provided. Yeah, but we did occasionally cook because we missed Asian food so much, and Asian food was so expensive. Sometimes we just had to, like on a Saturday afternoon, we decide to make something. Yeah. So we did on occasion. Yeah, but no, cooking is not. I find it very stressful. It's not fun unless it's sandwiches. Okay, I can assemble them. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I think for cooking, right, you need to, if you have the right equipment, it does make everything much more enjoyable.
Agree. Yeah.
If you're trying to achieve something and you don't have the right equipment, it's very frustrating. Yeah.
Can imagine. Yeah.
If not, it's quite fun because then you see the end result, like, oh, you know.
Yes. Yeah. So there's this new fun thing that I do with one of my cats. Actually, she started it because every evening after I shower, right, I will go to the second toilet to do my skincare. Yeah, because all the skincare is in that toilet. And she would follow me in this one cat, and she will hop onto the toilet seat because my toilet seat is always covered. So she would sit on it and she would just wait for me to use my lotion, and she would want me to use it on her too. So I've started, like, after I apply my lotion on my face, I will rub her head. That's it. And she'd be so happy. She'll just sit very still and let me, like, just, clean her head. And then if her eye is a bit dirty, I will use it to clean her eye. And she's happy. Yeah. And it's like her thing, her daily beauty routine with
So
me.
cute.
And she knows that it's just me and her. None of the other three are involved. And she just feels so happy. Yeah. And it's become like a fun thing for me now, like, so every time before I go, I was like, are you coming? Then she'll hop down from wherever she is and she'll follow me.
So cute.
So cute, right? Yeah. Like she's creating the fun for me.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Definitely not limited to being a midlifer.
And it just came out of nowhere, Yeah. And I love watching the cats wrestle. Yeah. Like when they're having fun, right? Playing. Yeah. And they make me laugh sometimes. So the youngest one, who is 8, the boy, right? He fell a few times from a height. Yeah, because he's very clumsy. He's a clumsy cat. Yeah. So ever since, he's got this phobia of climbing too high. Yeah. But the oldest one, who's 15, she's a very good climber. She will be able to climb a vertical post from floor to ceiling.
Wow.
Like, she goes really fast, then she go hop, 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 and then she's like wherever, in a tunnel somewhere. So one morning I caught them, they are very close. I caught them like goofing off below one of the long posts. And then he tried to show off to her. He stretched out on the post and he was just scratching. His feet were on the ground. I know he was just like, oh, I can climb like that. Then she just watched him. Then she went, she climbed all the way up. And then she disappeared. Then he went like, And he started crying. He started calling and crying, and I was just like laughing at him from the kitchen. I could see, from the gap from the kitchen, and I was like, stop crying, you can go by the other way. If you can't climb the post, you can go up the condo and all. And he doesn't realize that there are different ways of going up, and he can go after her. Just like yabbering for 5 minutes. So funny, and I find that very fun too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun to watch them interact sometimes.
Yeah.
If they get along.
Yeah. And then you wonder, like, what's going on? What are you saying to her or him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I also enjoy what I find fun, like going for performances that I anticipate will be good. Yeah. Like ballet, for instance, or I've never been to an opera, but I would really, really love to go. I think that would be really fun. Or just a orchestral performance, or a Christmas carol concert, something like that. Yeah. I just don't like, what I don't find fun is making my way there,
Yeah.
jostling with the crowds,
Yeah.
and then jostling with the crowds after that,
Yeah.
and making my way home. I really do not enjoy that.
Yeah.
So that takes away a lot of the fun,
Yeah.
and that makes me half the time not want to go for certain things because of that.
Yeah. I totally understand. Totally get. Because I enjoy watching live bands. In Singapore now, we do have quite a few very talented live bands. If they play at certain places, which is not so noisy, like not so rowdy, then it's quite fun you really get into the music, just enjoy the performance. But if they are playing in places where it's like rowdy, or it's like too much going on, or too hot,
crowded,
for example, then it takes the fun away. And also depends on who you go with, right? If you go with not the right people, then like, okay, never mind, at least I have music.
It can still be fun. In that sense.
So I do enjoy that. Depending, I mean, it's highly dependent on the band. I mean, not every band is fun for me.
Who are the new bands, so to speak, now?
There is a local band, I forget the name now. It's been a while since I watched them. They local band, and they play a lot of 80s hits. And the lead singer, the guy, he is extremely entertaining. He is able to engage the crowd. And get
that's
involved.
very important.
Very important. And I don't find
not
any other local bands. Other local bands, they don't have the ability to really engage in the same way. So I found him, extremely entertaining. And what I like about this band is that even when they perform at different places, I went to one near at Parliament House. There was they were playing there for a period of time. And on that night, for some reason, there was hardly anyone. They still gave the 100%, which makes the whole very professional, which makes the whole experience fun. Then my friend and I did like multiple song dedications because
you could,
less than 10 tables, and then it became like your own personal party, right, with your own personal live band, so it became fun that way.
That's nice. What I still find fun is going to the hairdressers. Like you're anticipating a new haircut, for instance, and especially when you already have something in mind, and I always feel a bit excited, like, oh, I wonder how it's going to turn out, and of course trying on a new outfit is always fun. And I actually enjoy online shopping a lot more than retail, going brick and mortar, like walking and trying on. I can't do that anymore.
Just different, right?
The
only thing I find really enjoyable still, like shopping, is grocery shopping. I still enjoy walking down, looking at different things. Like, oh, I never knew that, there is this ingredient or that ingredient. That's that can be quite fun.
Yeah.
For me. But buy other things, no. Everything else is just online. I really can't be bothered to go and try different outfits or whatever.
Yeah.
If I find like a dress that I like and I found it online, and then I'll buy multiple of the same.
Same color as well.
Some same color, so I don't have to think about it. So when this one, the color fades or something goes wrong with it, I still have another one. I don't have to think about buying clothes again.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think that makes sense, right? Why wouldn't you? If you know you're gonna wear it a lot. Yeah. It's like with everything else.
Yeah. So that to me is fun, even though I'm not very, as you know, I'm not in terms of fashion, I'm not very experimental. I don't wear different things. My look is more or less the same, like long dresses and things like that. So it's easy, to buy. Buy one, know the size, okay, then I know. I just go back to the same online shop. Just keep buying the same one.
I'm sure you then love those buy two, get one free kind of deals, right? That would work so well for you.
Yeah, but I don't think they have that. I wish they did.
I'm seeing a lot of that, actually. Yeah.
I think they have sales sometimes, like if I buy from Shopee, like the same retail shop will have shops on TikTok or Shopee. And then, so the fun of it is going on the two different platforms to see what discounts they have for the same item.
Who has a better deal? Yeah. I find discount codes very fun too.
Yeah, why not?
Like sometimes you don't know whether they have. You just Google that brand, what discount code, and just anyhow whack.
Yeah. Oh, another fun thing I like, going to IKEA.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I quite enjoy that.
Okay.
Even though I'm not buying, I enjoy looking at the different. I find that they're quite innovative sometimes. Like they come up with new things.
Yes, they are.
And you go like, wow, this is fascinating, but I may not necessarily need it, or so I don't.
That's the thing about IKEA. You end up buying things you don't need. Because it looks so cute, it's so cool, so nice, you just buy it, like, okay.
So but I don't buy a lot. I mean, I enjoy going there. It makes me feel like I don't know, it's like this, like starting like a new beginning for some reason. When I go into IKEA, it gives me that feeling, because you feel like you're furnishing your new home, right? But you're not, you're just looking at things.
It's like setting up that feeling of preparing your new home or something.
I think they've done a good job, right, in creating this festive feel sometimes, like Christmas, right? And if you can't get into the festive feeling, go to IKEA. You really feel it.
I quite like not so much the Orchard Road lights light up, but just places that do a Christmas atmosphere very well. That I find very, very fun and very nice. Or even just listening to Christmas music.
Yes.
It just puts me in a nice mood.
There is a particular album, which I cannot find anymore. It was on the CD, I think, and it was a compilation by Class 95. It was one of the best compilation of Christmas songs. It's not the cheesy, some Christmas songs so cheesy, but the compilation was really good, and I cannot find the CD anymore. Maybe I can find an album somewhere else.
You could write to them and ask them. On their Facebook, they might still have it.
But I cannot even remember the year it came out. So very difficult in that sense. I have a feeling my ex took it.
It's mine.
So it could be with him, but I don't know. So things, finding the right album, the right combination. It's puts you in a mood,
like a go-to album.
Set up Christmas tree.
Not in my own home. Not ever since. Yeah, my parents' home, yes, but no, because I always overthink. I always think, okay, if it's not a real tree, I'm gonna have to find a place to store it.
Yeah.
And then setting up is always very fun.
Yeah.
And taking it down is very depressing.
Yeah.
So all
Plus you
these
have
thoughts,
cats.
yes. So now absolutely cannot because of the four monsters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So then if you get a real tree, it will shed. And then every day you have to sweep, which actually is fine lah. I vacuum every day anyway now. But yeah lah, with these four it's a bit hard.
Yeah.
But I've thought of like just stringing lights on the existing plants that I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just as a way of recreating that atmosphere. What I do is I will always put up a nativity scene, whether it's I inherited like about this size one from my mom. So I used to put that up, but that one also sheds a bit because they use moss to cover the wood. Yeah. So someone else gave me a metal one that's just like silhouettes. Yeah. So I've started using that since last year. Yeah. But yeah, it makes me happy and I think it's fun to put up Christmas decorations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is fun. And speaking of which, I can see my Christmas tree, which is a small one. It is on the top of the shelf. I haven't taken it down since last year. It's still there.
As in it was there for Christmas and it's still there. Not that you're storing it or anything.
Well, there's nowhere to store. So it's become a permanent thing there. And, it's like not very big anyway. So it's just sitting at the top, shelf. So maybe I'll bring it down lower when Sasha comes back.
I find this fun.
Yes,
doing
this is fun.
podcast. Yeah.
Yes.
I never thought that it would feel like that.
Yeah.
I never thought it would I would do it on a, such an extended basis.
Yeah.
And it would be like that. The interaction would be like that.
Yeah.
I was, when initially I thought, okay, it's going to be like quite formal and a bit scary and, you just like have to perform in that sense. Yeah. A bit stressful, but it's not at all. Yeah.
I'd rather not like make it like an interview where we have to perform, right? It's more fun to just have a conversation and
absolutely
let it flow and just be natural. Just be us.
Okay, maybe just one last thing from me about having fun. When I was still in publishing, I always actually, even in my early days as a writer, I always wanted to be a DJ, a radio DJ.
You did that for a bit, right?
Yeah, not a club DJ. Because I always felt that DJs are a voice for people who have no one to talk to or who feel very alone, or who have to, for whatever reason, work alone, and it's just a friendly voice out there to tell you you're not alone. So I just found it very meaningful. And I very much wanted to try it, but of course, life happened and I didn't. So after I left publishing full time, I actually got the chance to try it out, and it was so fun. I still remember my very first session. It was very scary because it's live, and then there's like all these gadgets, these buttons that you're just so afraid that you're already afraid about saying wrong things or choking. Then you're afraid like you press the wrong button, don't know what. It's like a million and one fears, okay? But it was something I really wanted to try. So the good thing is they will pair you with an experienced DJ. So if anything happens, like if you really cannot do it, that person will just take over. So like as if nobody will know what happened. But it went okay, and I just wanted to share that I'm so glad I tried it. It can be really, really fun. But I stopped doing it because I felt that it became me trying to make conversation about inconsequential things. So then that bothered me, and in the end I decided to leave. But it was fun while it lasted. I'm very glad I tried it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long were you doing it for?
Slightly over 2 years, I think.
Oh wow, that's quite long.
Yeah, but I didn't do it every day. Yeah, I did it on Saturdays, and whenever someone is on long leave, then yeah, you'll have to do the weekday ones, which were the scary ones, because weekday is like, ugh, I don't know, I always get very scared, like drive
More
time.
people listening?
Yeah, drive time, and then
Mm.
or the lunchtime one. Once I had to do the morning one also, I can't remember. Yeah. But the Saturday one is like very chill lah, Yeah. So the part-timers would do the Saturday one mostly. Yeah.
Okay.
It was fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was fun especially when people say, "Oh, I heard you," or they will text me. Like I'm in the studio and I get text, and that really made me feel like, oh wow, okay, I made a difference, to somebody's journey,
Yeah. So this podcast is like a spin-off.
I suppose, but more meaningful, I feel. Yeah.
We don't play music, but
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah. I think you're just meant to, I think some people's life path is about communication, whether it is, writing or speaking, and I
totally agree.
Yeah, you just gravitate towards it,
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Anything else you want to add, or we can wrap it up?
For me, it's always fun to look at nice jewelry. Yeah. Guilty as charged. I love jewelry. Yeah.
All kinds?
It's like candy to me. All kinds as in okay, I'm not big on earrings.
Okay.
Yeah, I love bracelets, bangles, and rings more than earrings and even necklaces. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm more an earring person.
Yes, I can see that. Yeah.
So I like if I were to look at any jewelry,
you zoom in on the earrings first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to wear a lot of bracelets and bangles, but I don't anymore because it gets in the way for me. And then I always have to take it out. And then when I take it out, I'm like, oh, where did I put it? So I have to forget it, I'll wear it only if I'm, like special occasion, if I'm going somewhere. But if not, on a day-to-day, right, even when I go grocery shopping, it gets entangled in with my bags and or taking the dog out. So it just gets in the way. Yeah.
Okay.
So I just, I'm into earrings.
Okay.
I enjoy having different types.
Yeah, I noticed that.
One thing that I enjoy doing is tennis.
You play every day?
No, I play with a coach. Once every 2 weeks, and I've been playing with this coach for the past 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he or she started out as your coach, or just
I started with
friend?
him. This was in when Sasha was like a tiny tot, right? I started tennis lessons with this tennis coach at the condo that we were in. And then after we left that place, I was still in contact with him. Then we would go to the public courts. So at that time, I was much more frequent. I think it was weekly. And then I took a short break from it, and I got back into it again. And so now it's consistently, especially during COVID, was like once. I think COVID time was maybe every week or once every 2 weeks. Yeah, because that was the only time I could get out, do something. And so it was fun. I mean, it's still fun for me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. I tried pickleball. I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, that's like very trendy now, right?
Yes. It's becoming a social problem in Singapore.
Oh, is it?
Pickleball making too much noise. Inconsiderate people playing till late at night because they are just downstairs, right? The HDB blocks. And so a lot of complaints. So yeah, interesting.
I find wearing spectacles fun. I don't need glasses, but I love looking at and buying interesting frames.
Okay.
Yeah, like especially if they lean on the more like nerdy nerdy type of spectacles. Yeah, I love buying them, and I would wear them for fun. Yeah.
Okay. That's part of your fashion accessory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have to wear it out of necessity.
Most people do. Yeah. But it's nice. It's a nice look, actually. Spectacles. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.